a little friction is good. I mean, not
Mm.
friction in the sense that your question is just counter to
Mhm.
the opinion and the popular thought in the room. Be just a little bit of a contrarian, and you will be amazed at how quickly that creates traction in
Mhm.
the room. Curiosity literally changes everything. I think it opens doors, it fuels creativity, and handled correctly, it is definitely a trust builder. So that has helped me in the workplace more than many people would ever know in terms of even building resilience
Mm.
and getting up and now I'm getting ready to go do this 12th half marathon too. Those things, the curiosity.
Mhm.
I know we were talking about promotion is why am I even doing what I'm doing?
Mm.
Wow.
You
Wow.
can
No.
lock into that, then decision making becomes so very easy.
That's
So
so good.
it
That is
is,
so good.
yes, very good.
That's powerful, that's
Yep.
powerful. So
That
as
is
we
great.
continue to transition here, what are your top 3 curiosity-driven leadership principles? You've talked about a few, but if you had to leave somebody with 3, what would be those top 3, leadership-driven principles around curiosity?
Um, you know what? I want to fall back on some of the things we said earlier and then just weave back in all the nuggets that we've been sharing.
Mhm.
Bring other people along in terms of curiosity.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, Asking those questions so that individuals are growing
Mm.
and that you're actually challenging the status quo would be very important. But go deep on learning as opposed to having all the answers.
Mm.
Go deep on elevating other people
Mm.
so that they're growing from your questions and don't feel interrogated by it. Again,
Mm.
it shouldn't feel like an inquisition. It
Mhm.
should feel very much like a conversation. And sometimes you can see that light bulb go off in people's heads and eyes that you have really asked something that has challenged their thinking
Mm.
and encouraged them to um, help somebody else in
Mhm.
terms of thinking and thought processes as well. And I would also, in terms of a leadership principle, is encourage people to ask other people one bold question
Mhm.
every
Mm.
week.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
It's good.
And um, I say every week, but make it every meeting.
Mm.
Even if you go into a session
Mhm.
and just be just a little bit prepared. Maybe that's your preparation. It's just I'm gonna leave that room
Mhm.
depositing
Mhm.
one bold question.
Mm.
Mm.
That would be another leadership principle. Go prepared and have those questions ready. At least one for sure.
And when you frame up that bold question, because I think that's powerful, okay, for someone who may not, be active in the meetings and don't really talk, and they have to do this, that could be scary, right? When you frame a bold question, what do you mean by that? Like, give me some context there.
All
So,
right. So some people might call it crucial conversations.
mm,
Um, Maybe it is a way to counter
mm,
what they're thinking. I say a little friction is good.
okay,
Mm.
You can call it antagonism, but that has such a negative connotation. But I mean friction in the sense that your question is just counter to
hmm,
the opinion and the popular thought that
mm,
came in the room.
that's good.
Be just a little bit of a contrarian, and you will be amazed at how quickly that creates, I think, traction in
Hmm.
the room.
So I'm sorry. Can I interrupt just one quick second there? So I don't think I asked my question the right way. What you're answering now is kind of what I was looking for, right? So you have questions that are going to be that inspire. There are questions that are, to your point, a little opposite of the mainstream of what everyone's thinking in the room. What are those kind of questions that folks should be thinking about? So there's the question that okay, we're gonna divert from the main, you know, theme here, right? Or what everyone's thinking. And then there's a question that causes everyone to think. Maybe there's questions that cause for unity, right? What kind of questions, different frameworks of questions along those lines that you've used, throughout your career, right? To have to shift the room, right? Kind of like a good musician, right? Ralph and I, we use music a lot in terms of what we do. If people asked us, something about us, we'd say, well, we played in a band together. So, but how do you shift the room with your questions? And what are those kind of questions that you use to shift the room to your earlier point, which is asking questions that you already know? Ralph and I say this as well. You have to ask questions that's going to lead the room to where you want to go. So,
Mhm.
what are all these kind of different techniques? I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out how do I get this question the right way. So,
I see what you're saying, because
yeah,
I know I definitely answered it differently earlier, and I think that those things still apply too as good nuggets.
yeah.
But literally, I think you just want to encourage the blue sky, green field thinking when you're asking your questions. So, we'd have to have a hypothetical, but generally, the type of question would be something to the effect of, if we design this today
Mhm.
with what we know today, what would change?
Mm.
Mm,
That's a good example. It's a great example.
And that one you can apply to so many different situations, especially if you're trying to unify a room where it's divided.
Mm.
Here's
mm,
Now we're sitting together today. What should we do differently?
Mm.
And
mm.
just contribute that way. I think that's the best way. I would start it
Sure.
off and
That
then just let the room take it from there of any other direction it would go in. But that can be a divider. It could
Mhm.
be a unifier. It
Mhm.
can be a
Mm,
clarifier
Mm.
as
mm,
everybody
Mm.
starts contributing to
mm,
Yes.
how can we
mm.
do this differently
Yes,
or
Mhm.
what should
yes.
we change?
Mhm.
Sure,
Mhm.
And
sure.
then and as it starts to fall into those different camps, I think you'll have to drill down into more of what I mentioned earlier about the open-ended questions,
Mhm.
and then poking in for more elevation.
Sure,
Mm.
no, I love that. Unifier,
That's good.
qualifier,
Divi-
divider.
that's
I
right.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. It sounds like strategic curiosity.
Yes,
Oh, I think that's your book right there. Strategic.
Strategic curiosity. Yes.
absolutely.
That is
Well,
fantastic.
and that I do believe, because I think in my minds, like, there are
Mhm.
tactical questions that just gotta check in on people. How you doing?
Mhm.
But asking somebody how you're doing is very different from what was the highlight of your day.
Mm. That's good.
You
That's
helping
really
me again right
me
now.
too.
Where
Me
is the
too.
plate? Where is the plate? Where is
The
the
building
plate, man?
fund is funding is increasing.
It's up. That
Yeah.
red line is going higher.
That is
Man,
so
I mean,
good. This
Ralph,
has
I'm
been so
telling
rich.
you, I totally underestimated the power of this conversation. So that night, I was really geeked about it. And
Mhm.
then as time passed on, I'm like, oh, that was a really good interaction.
Mhm.
How could I go deeper on that? And then I just sat on it
Mm,
a little bit.
Mhm.
And then just in getting my head back in the space for this, I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
this is really something.
It is. It is.
Especially in terms of a paradigm shift, for
Mhm.
sure.
yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is. It is.
It's something as simple as curiosity,
Mhm.
shifting the room.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Terry.
Go ahead, Ralph. Go ahead,
Uh,
Ralph. I'm
uh,
sorry.
so the persona of the person that we talk to on our show is that person that's in their career who's looking to figure out how to use leadership principles to move up in their career. Right?
Mhm.
That's typically who we're talking to. And everything that you shared today was just so rich. And
Yes.
again, Terry and I started this show because we went through years of trying to figure out, how we can get promoted and how we get past obstacles, in the workplace and things of that nature. We had each other to kind of lean on and we would talk to each other about, yeah, I had to do this. Oh man, we had to do that. And we wish someone had told us about it, ahead of time. This
Mhm.
information is so rich because typically you don't get access to this information until you've been in the game so long, right? And you
Mhm.
bumped your head so many times, you kind of figured it out. I just really hope that whoever's listening to this today, that you really take in, what you're learning. Listen to it a few times, right?
Yeah.
Don't just listen to it once, because there were so many things on so many different levels that you're
Yes.
not going to just catch it once. I'm personally going to be listening to this over and over and over again to make sure I cement this into my thinking. But Shachella, this has been incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time to share your experience, your thought leadership with us, to our audience. We really believe this is going to really bless and help a lot of people.
I can just only express my abundant thanks for the opportunity to share. It has been my absolute delight to have this conversation with you. You're right, because spice is all mine. I might need to trademark
I
it
think
and
you should.
call
You need
her.
to.
I think you
Yes.
should. I think you should, because it's so on point.
It really is, because you can bump into walls and then never really consolidate all that thinking into a framework that you
Right.
can just have a repeatable process. So
Right.
I hope somebody does take spice and make it their own. Curiosity literally changes everything. I think it opens doors. It fuels creativity, and handled correctly, it is definitely a trust builder.
Hmm. Hmm.
It
Hmm.
absolutely
Mm.
is. So, I believe strongly that promotions do follow curiosity and just maybe even micro levels of emerging responsibility.
Mm.
Mm.
But yeah, stay curious. Curiosity is your currency.
Oh,
All
whew,
right.
what a way to end it.
I'm just saying, man. When we have our conference,
Oh,
you
you
owe me,
already
Doc.
know.
You
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 already
got to.
know.
It's
You
coming,
already,
guys.
it's
It's
coming.
coming. Leadership
Yes.
Sovereignty Conference. It's coming. It's
It's
coming.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Look,
That's
this is not your Curious George curiosity.
It's
Okay,
not.
it's
mm-mm.
It's
not
not.
that. And I think that's what, when you hear the word curiosity, I think you almost think elementary, and it's
Right.
not. It's actually an advanced. It is a. So Ralph and I say this a lot too, right? It is. It. I didn't realize it, but it is an
Right.
advanced Jedi ability,
That's
Hmm.
right?
right.
And trait, if you leverage it the right way.
Mm.
Because I think I undervalued curiosity,
I
Yeah.
did
right?
too.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is a
I know I
heavy
did.
weighted discipline, and something that we all. I need to get my 10,000 hours in, man. I'm
Yes.
way behind on my curiosity hours. So
Yes. 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 So good. So good. So good. So,
Thank you.
thank you so much again. And we will catch all the listeners on the next one. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Sovereignty Podcast. If today's conversation helped you grow in your leadership, influence, or your career, take a moment to visit leadershipsovereignty.com. There you'll find exclusive resources, free guides, and ways to stay connected to our community of leaders who are building purpose and success. Don't forget to rate, review, and share this episode with someone who's on the rise in their career. Until next time, lead boldly, lead with purpose, and continue to walk in sovereignty. Take care.